Content is a big part of marketing a small business, but it's also the constant pain for the people who have to do it. And it's a pain because you need to come up with ideas, plan things in a Google Doc or a spreadsheet. You need to draft the content yourself or with a certain AI copywriter. Then you're copying and pasting things into your social media scheduler, downloading graphics from Canva to get your content complete, and then you can finally get things scheduled. Plus, you kind of have needed to have a different workflow for social media and email marketing and your blogs and your podcasts and your YouTube. Not that you do all of those things, but each part of your content strategy has had to live somewhere else. But now you can plan all of your content on one calendar. You can draft it all with AI copywriters and schedule out your social media content in one place and with one workflow in Enji. Hi, my name is Tayler and I'm a small business marketing consultant and one of the founders of Enji, which is software that helps you plan, do, and review your own marketing as a small business owner. And in this video, I'm going to show you Enji's brand new content calendar feature, as well as the new AI copywriters that we've added to our platform. So the first thing I want to show you are the new types of content that you can plan and draft in Enji. And this is in addition to blogs and social media content that you've already been able to plan, draft, and schedule social media content in Enji. So when I click on the plus button, you can see sort of my usual suspects that I use in this demo account. But under Add Other, you see any of the social media platforms that aren't a part of my social media strategy, but you see the new types of content we've got. So email newsletters, press releases, podcasts, YouTube videos, and interviews. And so you can add any of these to your calendar, again, so you can plan all of your content, blog, social media, and other in one place. So let's go ahead and drop an email newsletter on the calendar so I can show you a few more things. So one of the things that we've added is this sort of progress status bar up here at the top. And depending on which type of content you're adding, some of these things will automatically move through different phases of the content planning process, and some of them will be manual. Essentially, if there's a direct integration for things like social media content, the status will automatically change at different points. But for things like email newsletters, it is a manual process, but you can at least track, hey, what am I planning right now? What's scheduled and what has already gone out? The other thing that we added is the ability to assign content to a team member. So if you've got a virtual assistant, someone on your team, or you've even outsourced parts of your marketing to a consultant who is doing things for you, you can then add them as the responsible party who needs to take care of getting things done. But the next thing I want to show you are the AI copywriters. So we've added AI copywriters for the email newsletters and press releases, podcasts for writing show notes, and YouTube videos for writing video descriptions. And it's super easy. Let's add a podcast here now. So all I would need to do in order to have Enji draft my podcast show notes would be enter in the topic, let Enji know what's the voice that I want it to write in, include any SEO keywords if that's relevant to this episode, and then drop in an outline of what the podcast show notes should be. Then I can just hit draft show notes from this outline, and Enji is going to take care of the rest. And the last thing I want to show you are the new content calendar filters. So you can filter to see the content that's in, or all of your content, what's in planning mode, what's in drafting mode, what's scheduled. So you can really hone in on what is content that you need to be working on and what's supposed to go out just by clearing out your calendar to see what it is you want to see. But I also want to show you how you can plan your content in Enji and simplify your own workflow. So here's basically my own workflow for how I plan content in advance, come back to it and work on it to get it actually drafted and scheduled. So the first thing that I have on my calendar is a monthly repeating task to sit down and plan my content. So when I see this task on my calendar, that's my cue to think about the 2 to 4 weeks ahead and actually start coming in and dropping things like Instagram posts or email newsletters on the calendar for the dates that they need to go out. And then what I'm doing here is basically leaving myself breadcrumbs for the future. What's this email newsletter supposed to be out? What are the high level things that I want to talk about? Just leaving myself notes in the outline section so that I can walk away from it. But then when my future self comes back, I know exactly where I need to pick up. So speaking of where I need to pick up, the other types of tasks that I have on my calendar are twice monthly tasks to actually schedule the things. And I don't schedule all of my social media content or all of my email newsletters all on the same day. I stagger things because that's what I need to do in order to keep up with all of this as a human. So I have a schedule email newsletter task on my calendar for every other week. And so when this task shows up as, hey, Tayler, you need to do this, then I'm going and I'm looking at what are the email newsletters that my past self already planned, left myself notes on so that I can, like I said, pick it up, get things drafted and scheduled and done. Getting your content planned and out the door seriously doesn't need to be so complicated anymore. Enji makes it easy by giving you one calendar, one workflow, and one place to plan, draft, and schedule your marketing content across your blogs, social media, email marketing, YouTube, and podcasts. Because with Enji's content calendar, you can map out the topics ahead of time, move your content through the planning, drafting, and scheduled phases, use the AI Copywriters when you want help writing copy, and filter your calendar so you always know what you need to be working on next. No more duct taping tools together, just a clean and straightforward process that you can stick to. And if you're ready to stop juggling spreadsheets and docs and schedulers and finally have a content system that works and supports you, you can start your free 14-day trial today by clicking the link that I've got for you in the video description.